Mobile Baykeeper has been kicked out of Incident Command for the second time, and in large part told, we don't want to put you in a box. We want you to be able to talk to whoever you want to talk to, because if you're in Unified Command, all your press has to run through us. We've either said something that made them uncomfortable, they recognize that we have the ability to influence the public, or C, they're tamping down on what the public is allowed to know.
This is the United States of America. People are allowed to speak their mind. And an outfit like Baykeepers operates through public opinion. So if you want them to, if you want their presence to lend you the authority that the command center wants their presence to lend them, then you're going to have to let them do what they do, which means speaking up.
As an environmental nonprofit advocacy organization, we can help with this problem. If we understand, we can get the messages across. We can take what the community is worried about to Incident Command and say, this is what we want to know, this is where we want protected. Why we can't work as a team, I am completely dumbfounded.
Well, BP has had that problem throughout this whole process, haven't they? I mean, of just not being straightforward. The ridiculous statements that the oil flow rate doesn't matter. Well, we know it does.
BP's interest is in not letting us know how much oil is really coming out. Every step of the way, they have tried to make it confusing to know how much oil. They're partly liable based on how much oil.
We need the public to have full access to all information. What is going on now, every minute of every day. There does not need to be a clamp down where messages are approved and proven to be clean of any information. That's exactly what this Unified Command system does.
Every step of the way here, there is not an effort to welcome you into the transparency of the situation. They're constantly blowing smoke. In answering direct questions, they never get to the heart of the matter or the spirit of the question.
We tend to see a fair amount of news, and it comes down around here on the islands or Fort Morgan, Gulf Shores, because they can physically go down and look at that. But there doesn't seem to be a lot more detail coming back from what we hear on the Coast Guard. We went to a meeting a few weeks ago, and it was here on the island, and they were talking about the status of how many ships they had and how many of this they had, and none of those numbers matched anything else you'd read. So there seems to be this massive discrepancy around everything from an organizational perspective. And I think just the fact that the administration didn't come and actually handle this early on and think of this as a serious issue that needed serious attention is quite frustrating.
The White House keeps saying that we're going to increase the transparency and that we're going to really tighten down on BP. But the actions don't match that. The idea that just, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, the Coast Guard can say that getting near the booms is potentially a felony if they've decided that you've done that on purpose is not aiding transparency. It's absolutely in the opposite direction of that. And as far as tightening down on BP, this effort should be nationalized and BP should simply be paying for it. BP should not be in charge of any of this.